Right, family. Jump out. Big King. Y'all like, subscribe, and share, and thumb up the video. July 23rd, which is Haile Selassie birthday. Aboriginal exposed too. Now, what we going to talk about today, because we having a debate over there on Facebook. You know, somebody was over here saying, and I ain't saying his name because you ain't getting no shine. He gonna come because somebody posted up, a picture of the Emperor Haile Selassie or whatnot. And then, they got the getting in the chat room and got the posted, oh, Haile Selassie a punk and this, that, and the third, man. He fled from the country from the Italians and left the people. And was saying all this shit now. But we got into the conversation about, him, Haile Selassie, and Marcus Garvey about their disagreement. Now, Haile Selassie, and hold up, before I ain't get into it, because I got a video for y'all, I think 2 videos, and I got about 12 slides for y'all. Now, I told him when they started posting, oh man, he a plump because he fled the country, this, that, and the third, and we started getting into it. But I told him, I said, now look, because they Garveyites. Now, I say, now, Marcus Garvey would have took the gold from Haile Selassie to help fund with the Black Star line, we would be in Africa today. What am I saying? Everybody born after 1930 would be living in Africa today if Marcus Garvey, our great God, King, Prophet, would have took the gold from Selassie. Selassie had told Marcus Garvey, say, look, because he had done came to Jamaica and all that shit because he had heard that Marcus Garvey was over here organizing the people into the millions. You know what I'm saying? So Haile Selassie went and had a conversation with Marcus Garvey, and he told him, he was like, look, link with me. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to give you this gold, because he was, Marcus Garvey was Haile Selassie chief of staff and shit. Marcus Garvey was in Haile Selassie's cabinet. And Selassie told Marcus Garvey, said, look, I'm going to give you this gold, actual gold, millions of dollars of it. You see what I'm saying? Say, look, I'm going to give you this gold. And you go over there and feed the people, get your UNIA thing together, and bring the people home. I'm going to give them some land when they get there. Talk about Shashamani in Ethiopia. You see what I'm saying? Haile Selassie believed that everybody black is one people. We all one black family. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to get that through y'all head. And we Africans too. You see what I'm saying? Because they were saying, oh man, Haile Selassie ain't black, this, that, and the third. Well, nigga, we got a little bit of white in us, but we still black people. You see what I'm saying? We still black people. I'm going to get into this in a little bit. So, but let me go on here and go into this real quick. Now, I'm going to go into my joint. But they were saying all kind of crazy shit. Now, we're going to start here. Hold on. We're going to start here. Now, and when I tell you, I want to, because this is what they were saying about, oh man, he was saying all kind of, I ain't even going to say everything he said, because what he was saying, he was lying. And we're going to go get back into Marcus Garvey and him in a minute. But this the war in Zion. Italy versus Italy versus Ethiopia. Mussolini versus Haile Selassie. You see what I'm saying? Now look. Now mind you, Mussolini got, hold on, I want to go to this right here. These pictures are the ones I go back. Now mind you, Mussolini invading, he done disrespected the League of Nations, and Haile Selassie gave his speech and whatnot, and then they was supposed to abolish Italy from the League of Nations for attacking another member, which was Ethiopia. So they go down there, and a lot of these little coon nations around Ethiopia joined the Italian forces against Ethiopia. And and I'm not trying to start anything. I'm not even going to say it. But some of the nations around there, because they cool now. Somalia, Djibouti, I'm going to say it, damn it. They all joined with Mussolini, you see what I'm saying, to overthrow Haile Selassie. You see what I'm saying? And to grab the kingdom. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to do a live on this. This was going to be my first live stream on July 23rd. But we going to do, for those of y'all who come in the first live stream with the Aboriginals Exposed 2, I got another live coming back to back, which is this. I can't tell you the actual name, but this is what we going to be talking about. And I'm going to get into that because I already done this lecture on my Facebook. So, now, if you look at this region, I'm going to blow it up. Ethiopia was surrounded by all four sides from their own brothers. Even the fucking goofy Moors was helping. Even the goofy Moors, and they always talking all this shit. Even they was helping. You see what I'm saying? I ain't got time for them right now. But we talking about the war on Zion. So the Haile Selassie tell his people, when they invade, going to the mountains. Cause, them tanks and them trucks and shit, it's hard for them motherfuckers to travel through the mountains. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't like cause Haile Selassie left and went to Britain. First of all, when the shit started, the propaganda started going back and forth, Haile Selassie told Mussolini, meet me at the Red Sea. He was standing there waiting on Mussolini himself. And he never came, but then he tried to come on a sneak tip. Haile Selassie had them soldiers out there hid. But he was standing out there by himself, which he got from the art of war. And if Mussolini would have came, they would attack from both sides. So I don't want to hear nothing because I got Haile Selassie on the battlefield, nigga. So I don't want to hear none of that. But if anybody ever played chess, what do you protect? The king and the queen. If no matter how hard Ethiopia soldiers would have fought, if it would have came across the radio, soon as the shit started that His Majesty and his family and the Empress, they done got captured, they would have immediately stole the 50 to 75% of the spirit of the people. It would have been like they would have been defeated before it even, like, damn, Mussolini that powerful, he already done captured our king. How you think we gonna win? We already outgunned, outmanned. But this when he was at the League of Nations. And Mussolini, he laughs at the shit, didn't think nothing of it. You see, we invading anyway. You thinking he gonna win, turns his back on Haile Selassie and the League of Nations. There it is right there. You see him doing it. Now, this shit was all in the paper. Now, Hitler was our Mussolini. Mussolini was our Hitler. He learned all his tactics from Hitler. You see what I'm saying? So you got to do what you got to do with a man like that. I don't give a fuck what you got to do to win. You got to do what you got to do to win. The Ethiopian people, could not have their king or their queen being captured by the enemy. If that was the case, people in Ethiopia would not be speaking Amharic. They'll be, that's the only place that Amharic is spoken, is in Ethiopia, meaning that it's a holy language. For one, if Mussolini would have captured Haile Selassie, people in Ethiopia would have been speaking goddamn Roman numerals, Latin and all that goofy shit. Like, no, it would have been a Roman Catholic Providence and shit. That's why they was mad anyway. You feel what I'm saying? How these niggas is the only ones that we ain't conquered. So, Mussolini come in with 285,000 soldiers, some from Somaliland. You see what I told you, man? Look. So, boom, here they go. Now, these are the different, he come in, got 390, hold on. He got 390 aircraft. He got 3,300 machine guns, 275 pieces of artillery, 200 tanks, 205 aircraft bombers. So Ethiopia. Now Ethiopia, the thing is, the reason why Haile Selassie went to England with the Queen, he had bought guns. Britain was his only ally. All the other European countries said fuck him, even Britain. But Britain was at least was like, well, shit, we'll create you some refuge and we'll sell you these guns. Had they not sold Haile Selassie, because that's what I was telling him, had they not sold Haile Selassie them guns, niggas would have been out there fighting with some spears and shit. See, they over there commenting on this shit right now. The same shit we over here talking about. But had he not sold them guns, niggas would have been out there like the Zulus and shit with some sticks and some, you know what I'm saying? But he understood from the first time that these goofy motherfuckers tried to invade with Emperor Menelik. He knew he had to just not use his African spirituality and shit and his African weapons. He had to go get some real artillery and fight gun for gun, tank for tank and shit. So he, learning from his grandfather, he understood he needed some guns, so he bought some guns from Britain. And here they go, they marching in the streets with their African spirituality still. They not losing it. They counting on the spirit for them to win. You see what I'm saying? But you can't just win with spirit. You got to have some artillery too. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be practical in the war. So Ethiopia, not only do they sell Ethiopia some guns, they sell them 234 pieces of artillery, cannons and all of this shit. Okay? Then he sell them 3,000, they sell them 3,000 tanks. Y'all didn't know Ethiopia had tanks in the war in Zion. They in America, they hid this shit from the Americans. That's why that's why they never would let Bob Marley come over here and perform at that time because of the image. And they even, the first time when Menelik beat them motherfuckers, they tried to paint Menelik as a black man because of that got out. The Ethiopians had beat the motherfucker the first time. So they learned from the first time, and niggas over here, when they tried to invade that second time, the people in Jamaica, America, was getting flights to Ethiopia to go help fight. Even the damn Mexicans sent Mexican soldiers. Fidel Castro sent thousands of Cubans and shit. Go fight for your motherland. You see what I'm saying? And it came a point in time they start cutting off flights from America to Ethiopia because they didn't want them to go over there and fight it to help the motherland. They wanted the Italians to win. So they also had, I think it was 313 aircrafts. No, they had 13 aircrafts and 4 pilots. So they had to actually teach people on the fly how to fly a plane. Okay, now this in the daily news, 78 bombs dropped, 1,700 casualties in the big battle last night or whatnot. This was worldwide news. The world was watching this, family. You see what I'm saying? Emperor to lead 120,000 men. The emperor, nigga. Haile Selassie, the lead. He there tell, they only want you to believe that he just, as soon as it started happening, he ran. No, motherfucker, he was there for a minute. The Italian bombing raid is starting of African conflict. You see what I'm saying now? And he wanted to, anyway, the Italian forces in another attack. See, we hitting their ass too. You see, we hitting their ass too. But see, you see, the people right there on this map, they run into the mountains. You see what I'm saying? To avoid some of those attacks. You see what I'm saying? And that keep them safe up in the mountains. That's a hell of a military tactic. You try to fight them head on, and you might have, in your land, but they got, more weaponry than you. So you see the people moving. Now, again, Haile Selassie make another speech to this same shit, trying to stop it. You see what I'm saying? Trying to get, sanction the motherfuckers for invading this country. But the West, the world, Europe, them, they wasn't listening, letting them do it. So Haile Selassie bombed the people with gas and fire bombs and shit. You know what I'm saying? People they got them some PPE. They got them some PPE. You see, so this was a whole war. And I'm not going to be able to go into all of it. Y'all got to hold up to some of this shit for the next time. Now look, these are the casualties. Now Ethiopia lost 275,000 people in that war. Okay? Probably more. And the Ethiopians lost 9,000. I mean, the Italians lost 9,500. Now, this right here is where the Ethiopians win the battle with. You see, this is where they started to force the motherfuckers out. You see what I'm saying now? See, we're going to have to get into all that the next time. I ain't got time for all that right now. Now, we're going to go back into Marcus Garvey real quick. Because then I got a video to play for y'all. So we're going to have to go into all, because all of that right there is actually a part of this actual lecture. And I'm looking for this certain pic. And I know it's, there we go. Okay, now, let's talk about some Garvey. So, now, Ethiopia is at war, fitting to go to war, as y'all see, and we seen the war, what was going on. And I'll go through a lot of that more when we do the live stream on July 23rd. Now, and that's going to be about 9:30. And it'll be about an hour and a half. But, now, the reason, now you see Marcus Garvey flag got red, black, and green. Now, it go back to that conversation I was telling y'all earlier. I left the door open, I think. That I was telling y'all earlier. This is the reason, if you look at Marcus Haile Selassie flag, it's red, black, green, and gold. Now, everybody always would ask, why did he leave the gold out? Because he never took the gold from Haile Selassie. Why? Because he was mad that Haile Selassie was having meetings about, with the Europeans. And this is what the little dude was saying earlier. He kept putting up pictures of Haile Selassie talking to white people. You see what I'm saying? He act like you can't talk to white people. You see what I'm saying? Or you some type of snitch or something. You know what I'm saying? When, you at work every day and you talk to people at work every day and you don't own a damn thing. This man own the nation and he trying to bring his nation into the 20th century, into the modern world or whatnot. So you gonna have to do some motherfucking negotiating, nigga. You gonna have to do, and it's his first time trying to bring it into, he got a nation. And he would have left it the way it was. But he understood the world was growing and he was gonna have to, he knew he was gonna have to advance it. You see what I'm saying? And, Haile Selassie with, them 72 kings came to his coronation. Man, you got kings from France and all these other places, Britain and shit. He patting them on the head like they some little peon kings. You see what I'm saying? In his mind, he the king of all kings and shit. You see what I'm saying? They bowing down to his feet and shit. So this man was a great man. And I just learned something, which I'm going to play. Here in a minute. We're going to go back to my, we can just go here. We go to YouTube right quick. I want to play this video for y'all, and we going to keep talking about it, because I don't want to spoil the whole video. You feel me? Now, we got to dig into this, family. I'm not trying to cause, because these two is the two heads of the top of the spearhead being for the last 100 years. So I'm not trying to, because both of them is two great men. But I want y'all to listen to this video, family, and I'm going to be right back. I'm right here. I ain't going nowhere.
With Rescue Live Guide, you can restrict agents from viewing fields that contain sensitive information.
Now listen to this, family. I want to run this video for y'all. And listen what the brethren say.
So this is how we say, come on all animals. And we lost all these culture, you see? So when I'm talking about Marcus, the heroes them.
Hold on, I want to play it from the top. Yeah, let me play it from the top.
Yeah. All of the Rasta man there. Enough ballad in Jamaica. Old Marcus Garvey as a good prophet. I said he's a good man. But they need to know the history about this man. So this man was good and he was bad. And everything is good and bad. There's nothing where is pure good. So a man must speak about the bad part of people too. You can't speak about the good. Right? Marcus Garvey disobeyed Selassie. Selassie was the man who would help him for his work to come true. And him disobeyed him. Because when Selassie said, come tell him round here, said, no, your preaching is good and the people is following you. But you don't have no money to feed them. And England bring the people here. And Jamaica was more pure bush, woodland, before it developed. Before it developed, right? And then, him have them all out in a bush a preach. He was not he was not revolutionist. He was a political defender. He was using the people then to get power. Now Selassie, here you working carry on around here. Now Selassie said, my brother, listen with me, and you will come through. Contact me and make me give you some gold. And with the money to feed the people, you will get them. Black people love food. They cannot stand hungry. And they produce food. And the England people over Africa will keep up in foolishness and bring them here in the woodland. And after I let them go in the woodland, they run and hide and no one and catch them back. And you know what them do? Them come in a square and hang up one big iron up in a tree and take another piece of iron and lick it and then load and then anywhere in a bush that they're here and then come out and come get their rice, their flour, their sugar, their cornmeal, their oil, and their saltfish and these things, right? They couldn't do better because they're hungry. And it's England who trade them here, carry them here, right? So what happened now? Selassie tell Marcus, say, contact me, make me give you some gold. And with the money, you can have food to feed them and you will come through. Marcus Garvey said Selassie a coward lion and him alone produced, inspired him work. So him alone can put through what he put it through and disobey the man. Now to prove it, Selassie flag is red, green and gold. Marcus flag is green, red and black. He shot or something. Anyhow Marcus will take the gold from Selassie. His flag would have end up having the gold. Alright, the sign disobeyed Selassie and lose. When him go foreign, and when him was coming back, he come back in a handcuff. And when he come to gather back the people have gone back over where they might get food. And people have it just sell the people, sell out Marcus Garvey the food. For rice and peas. They need some understanding about these things, right? That's why his work don't come true. If Marcus didn't take the gold from Selassie, probably me and you not born here. Yeah?
Huh?
So,
hold on.
And you see Selassie?
Now I want you to hear what he said.
He wasn't pure good. A man must speak up. And you see Selassie? He wasn't pure good. A man must speak about the bad part and the good part of it. That's why his work don't come true. If Marcus didn't take the gold from Selassie, probably me and you not born here. Yeah? So, this up here. And you see Selassie? He wasn't pure good. A man must speak about the bad part and the good part about people. You don't talk about just the good, right? You see His Majesty? He set some good example for the black race to follow. And then disobey. Now Selassie speech is that none born rich, none born poor. All born naked to prove that all is equal. Is after time a man.
Alright. Now, let me go back to where I was at real quick. July 23rd, make sure y'all be in it's a double back-to-back live. You see when we gonna be strong with it. You see? And I wanna go back to where I was at. Real fast. Boom. Bang. Now. So. Now we know why the red, gold, and green, and black, why the Marcus Garvey flag is not the same. You see? Now we know. But let me elaborate on what he was saying. What he was saying, if he would have took that gold, you see, remember, Marcus Garvey got set up over 25 goddamn dollars. They said that man took a illegal, what they called it, he took somebody money and say, like a Ponzi scheme, and say he got something that he really don't got. But then, and you know, it was illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, they say, you know, I forgot that damn term. What they called it. Anyway, so they deport him, they lock him up, deport him back to Jamaica. That's what we were talking about. He come back in handcuffs. Whenever Jamaicans say foreign, I'm saying that, you know, for the brothers and sisters in America, they don't know nothing about none of this. They don't know. They know Marcus Garvey, but they don't know the full story of everything. Because how you gonna know Marcus Garvey without knowing Haile Selassie? That's almost impossible. But that was did intentionally to hide a real black king from you. That's just facts. That's what they did. See, they over there talking about that shit right now. That's why they did that. And see, all you know is Marcus Garvey. And then the little dude, you know, was taking, you know, the propaganda that the white people used against Ethiopian Haile Selassie. And, you know, he was saying it as if, so that let me know right there, they was cut off at a point. You was cut off at a point. Because how the hell, you know, this man, Haile Selassie, got some land over there for you. And we in America and in Jamaica, and they ain't got shit. They done took the shit. Like my man say, before the English and shit came, the shit was pure jungle. You see what I'm saying? Good land. And then they build it up. And now we over here, you know, they starving, you know, barely can eat and shit. Then, you know, Selassie tell this man to take the gold so he can speed up his process of what he doing with the UNIA and the Black Star line. We would have been born in Africa. I'm born in 1981. So I wouldn't have never known nothing about the West had Marcus Garvey would have took that gold. Now that's critical, but it even go deeper than that. For real, for real. But I'm going to say that for July 23rd. But these two brothers are two powerful men. But, you know, Selassie like Jesus or something. And Marcus is more like, you know, Matthew. You see what I'm saying? Two great men, okay? But one, because you see at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like this. Marcus Garvey, they say Marcus Garvey died of heartbreak. Because they was saying he dead, he done. The great lion, the black lion is over for him. And that shit broke his heart. And so he died. And, you know, if you look, Haile Selassie kingdom still going. You see what I'm saying? With the rules that he set forth. And he even, you know, outlived Marcus Garvey. You feel what I'm saying? So, at the end of the day, you know, both of them kings, but one won and one didn't. One did and one was, could have been, what could have been. See, that's what we could say about Marcus Garvey. What would have happened if, you know, he would have got the Black Star line together, where he could have got it together way before any of that deporting or any of that, where they, you know, framing him, because the FBI was built on stopping Marcus Garvey from taking niggas home, man, and from waking niggas up to their African knowledge up here in America. So they formed the FBI. Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, formed the FBI to take down Marcus Garvey, nigga. That's just period. Because the connects that Marcus Garvey had, you see, around the world with these African leaders, particularly Selassie, they didn't tell y'all that. They cut you off just at Garvey, and they ain't even give you the whole Garvey. You see? But what if he would have took that gold? His story he would have been bigger than he is now. Matter of fact, he probably would have lived longer, because he would have been in Africa, touched down, you see, touched down in Africa, and would have went on to live a long, prosperous life, just like Haile Selassie did. Well, Haile Selassie died. This all in 1930. I think the king ain't died at like 74, 75. So, I mean, his legacy still live on. Look at his nation, and then look at the nation Marcus Garvey set up. We still in America. We still in Jamaica, arguing over this same dumb shit. Sometimes, man, like, you got to be able to be a soldier sometimes and be able to take orders from somebody that got more experience than you. Marcus Garvey didn't have as much experience when nation building as Haile Selassie did, because he already had a nation, had been owning the damn nation since he was a little ass boy. This man had been controlling the nation since he was a little boy. I ought to bring up that other joint. Right quick. Matter of fact, let me see if I can find it. Right quick. And then I'll put it up here. But if he would have took that gold, man, his name would have been, what he is, what his middle name is, Messiah. He would have been Moses, nigga. He would have took his people out of Babylon like he wanted to do. But all these goofies over here fighting against him and shit. So it was hard. But you had the king, who was very smart, on your side. Facts. And I'm going to see if I can find this video right quick. And I'm going to put it up here for y'all. And then we going to come back live the next time. I got to find this shit. It's a quick video. It ain't nothing but like 8 minutes. See if I can find it real fast. If I can't find it, I'll make sure I put it on the next. But I'm going to see if I can find it real fast. Hope I can find it right quick, because I want y'all to hear this shit. I think this it right here. Hold on, let me make sure. I think this it right here. Let me make sure. I'm going to put it up for y'all to see.
More than 100 million people.
I'm going to put it up for y'all to see.
Home of the coffee bean.
I just want to make sure this is the right one.
African Union, and a nation whose roots stretch back into ancient times. Ethiopia has been heavily settled, going far back into prehistory.
I gotta make sure it's the right one. I'm here, family. I ain't going nowhere. Hold on. Work with me. Space. I'm gonna pull it up, family. Hold on. Work with me. Here you go. Bam. There it is. I told you. I got y'all, family. Hold up.
Deception is always the best strategy, but the best deception.
All right, let me go into it real quick. I got y'all, family, right here. Job Power. Big King. Y'all throw me the video, family. I wanted to show y'all this shit real quick. Pull this shit up. Now watch this. And then
if you're like 58% of Americans, you never went to college. Or you did, but never finished. Why?
It was just a hassle going back.
Deceptions require a smokescreen to distract people's attention from your real purpose. And no one did this better than Haile Selassie. In the mid-1920s, the powerful warlords of Ethiopia were coming to the realization that a young man of the nobility named Haile Selassie, also known as Rastafari, was outcompeting them all and nearing the point where he could proclaim himself as their leader, unifying the country for the first time in decades. Most of his rivals could not understand how this wispy, quiet, mild-mannered man had been able to take control. Yet in 1927, Selassie was able to summon the warlords one by one to come to Addis Ababa to declare their loyalty and recognize him as leader. Some hurried, others hesitated, but only one, a warlord by the name of Balcha, dared to defy Selassie totally. Balcha was a blustery man and a great warrior, and he considered the new leader to be weak and unworthy. Finally, Selassie, in his gentle but stern way, commanded Balcha to come. The warlord decided to obey, but in doing so he would turn the tables on this pretender to the Ethiopian throne. He would come to Addis Ababa at his own speed, and with an army of 10,000 men, a force large enough to defend himself, perhaps even start a civil war. Stationing this formidable force in a valley 3 miles from the capital, he waited, as a king would. Selassie would have to come to him. Selassie did indeed send emissaries asking Balcha to attend an afternoon banquet in his honor. But Balcha was no fool. He knew history. He knew that previous kings and lords of Ethiopia had used banquets as a trap. Once he was there and full of drink, Selassie would have him arrested or even murdered. To signal his understanding of the situation, he agreed to come to the banquet, but only if he could bring his personal bodyguard, 600 of his very best soldiers, all armed and ready to defend him and themselves. To Balcha's surprise, Selassie answered, with the utmost politeness, that he would be honored to play host to such warriors. On the way to the banquet, Balcha warned his soldiers not to get drunk and to be on their guard. When they arrived at the palace, Selassie was his charming best. He deferred to Balcha, treating him as if he desperately needed his approval and cooperation. But Balcha refused to be charmed, and he warned Selassie that if he did not return to his camp by nightfall, his army had orders to attack the capital. Selassie reacted as if he was hurt by this mistrust. Over the meal, when it came time for the traditional singing of songs in honor of the Ethiopian leaders, he made a point of allowing only songs honoring the warlord Balcha. It seemed to Balcha that Selassie was scared, intimidated by this great warrior who could not be outwitted. Sensing the change, Balcha believed that he would be the one to call the shots in the days to come. At the end of the afternoon, Balcha and his soldiers began their march back to the camp amidst cheers and gun salutes. Looking back to the capital over his shoulder, he planned his strategy. How his soldiers would march through the capital in triumph within weeks, and Selassie would be put in his place being either prison or death. When Balcha came inside of his camp, however, he saw that something was terribly wrong. Where before there had been colourful tents stretching as far as the eye could see, now there was nothing, only smoke from doused fires. What was going on? A witness told Balcha what had happened. During the banquet, a large army, commanded by an ally of Selassie, had stolen up on Balcha's encampment by a side route that they hadn't seen. This army had not come to fight, however, knowing that Balcha would have heard a noisy battle, and hurried back with his 600-man bodyguard. Selassie had armed his own troops with baskets of gold and cash. They had surrounded Balcha's army and proceeded to buy every last one of their weapons. Those who refused were easily intimidated. Within a few hours, Balcha's entire force had been disarmed and scattered in all directions. Realizing his danger, Balcha decided to march south with his 600 soldiers to regroup, but the same army that had disarmed his soldiers blocked their way. The other way out was to march to the capital, but Selassie had sent his army to defend that. Like a chess player, he had predicted Balcha's moves and had checkmated him. For the first time in his life, Balcha surrendered. To repent of his sins of pride and ambitions, he agreed to enter a monastery. Balcha's last words as he entered the monastery were, "Do not underestimate the power of Tafari. He creeps like a mouse, but he has jaws like a lion." Throughout Selassie's long reign, no one could quite figure him out. Ethiopians liked their leaders fierce, but Selassie, who wore the front of a gentle, peace-loving man, lasted longer than any of them. Never angry or impatient, he lured his victims with sweet smiles, lulling them with charm and obsequiousness before he attacked. In the case of Balcha, Selassie played on the man's wariness, his suspicion that the banquet was a trap, which in fact it was, but not the one that he expected. Selassie's way of allaying Balcha's fears, letting him bring his bodyguard bodyguard to the banquet, giving him top billing there, making him feel in control, created a thick smokescreen, concealing the real action that was happening 3 miles away. The paranoid and the wary are often easy to deceive. If you win their trust in one area, you have a smokescreen that can blind them in another. Properly set up, the smokescreen is a weapon of great power. It enabled the gentle Selassie to totally destroy his enemy without even firing a single bullet. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, guys. This was an
Now see, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. See, he's known as the Prince of Peace. But you see, quiet as a mouse, but got the roar of a lion. Don't underestimate this man right here. You see? And see, he offered the other king the gold. You see what I'm saying? What it say in Spanish? Lead or silver, plaga and all this shit. Lead or silver. You see what I'm saying? But he thought he outsmarted Haile Selassie, and Haile Selassie outsmarted him. You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing. How stupid would have been? He would have sit right there in his capital, his capital, in Addis Ababa, and Harad down there where he go. How stupid would he have been to be somewhere where you know he is? That's like running to the police, running from the police and run to your mama house. Nigga, they know where you at. You know what I'm saying? So you got to move with the right strategies of war. You see what I'm saying? And Selassie was a ferocious reader. He was a ferocious reader. One of his favorite books was The Art of War, Sun Tzu. You see, this right here come about the 48 Laws of Power. Robin Greene wrote about this king, Haile Selassie, right here, and how clever he was. So the plan that he gave Marcus Garvey, if Marcus Garvey would have took it, his whole legacy would have been different. And we wouldn't have never known the West as the slave people in Americas, in the islands and everywhere. You see, we wouldn't have never known that. But thank y'all, family. Y'all thumb up the video. This shit was hot. But we gonna do a recap of this, go even deeper, on July 23rd. See y'all there. Drop out. Big King.